We're going to talk about how to use activities to teach your subject area. So I'm going to go through several of these, and you may be familiar with the different ones, and then I'm going to talk about just some other activities and things that I do. So the first one, if you're not familiar with it, it is Robert Kaplinski, Open Middle. I think that's how you say his name. I actually took some workshops that he did. If you ever have that opportunity to take his workshop courses, I think they're called grassroots workshops, but I won't swear. It's Open Middle. If you come under high school algebra, you can choose any of those. He kind of has a lot of different areas. But let's say see in structures and expressions. So we'll click on that. Takes it a minute here to get this to open up. But when you're looking at this, let's just go ahead and click here. This to me makes the kids really have to think and explore different ideas and concepts here. So this one is solving equations in two variables, and it says use the digits 1 through 9 at most one time each, fill in the box so that x equals y. And so they have to actually come in and figure out what needs to be in there so that x equals y. So that's one. Let me just scroll on down. Let's see, how about area of a rectangle? We'll just click on that one. But I suggest you just go through again and look at what area you're looking at. This one says again, and most of these are using the numbers 1 through 9. It says fill in the blanks to make it so that the value of the area is greater than the value of the perimeter. What is the greatest difference then that you can get between the area and the perimeter? So again, that just reiterates that concept of area and perimeter for them. I know there's one, let's see, and it's on exponents that I really liked. Let's see, there's all different kinds there. Functions, building functions, trigonometric, all the way up into your calculus, your stats, and probably, I don't think he's got any calculus in there yet. Number quantities, anyway. Difference between categorical and quantitative data here. So again, using the numbers 1 through 9, fill in the blanks to represent the data set with A, the smallest possible interquartile range, the largest possible, and that it's skewed to the right. Interquartile range is greater than 5, range that is greater than 7, and skewed to the left. So again, it's just throwing out there, and the kids really have to brainstorm and think. So that really, in my mind, takes that problems that you may be doing with maybe your data and so forth, and that just ups it up to the next level because the kids actually have to come up with numbers on their own. So it really makes sure that that concept is ingrained in them. Okay, so that's a good one. This up, you can see it here. This is robertkaplinski.com/lessons. So again, very good thing. And this is very similar to the Dan Myers. Again, you can choose your topics. We're kind of focusing on Algebra 2 here, even though I'm trying to give you a wide variety on there. And this, how can we make stronger passwords? Okay, and let's see if we can show you this. And then again, it gives you the password, a video. It gives you, his is not, like the 1, 2, 3 act. It gives you the challenge, questions you can ask, and then consider this. Okay, so again, taking that concept just to a higher level, and I consider this maybe by doing it by an activity on there. Let's see, go back and do. So did we click Algebra 2? Of course, you can take this to any level. I don't know what level you guys are at this point, but try to find some that are interesting to them. This one, in a few minutes, then I'll talk more about Angry Birds, but here's a really good one. It could be a launch to get you into your Angry Birds activity. It says, where would the Angry Bird have landed? Okay, and then again, you've got your video there showing your launching. Okay, and again, as it goes through there, then talking about your challenge and so forth. Okay, so again, there's two. This one again kind of could go fall back up into the the videos, activities that we use. And one thing I didn't say when we were talking about the video activities is have the kids create their own video in some kind of form. That would be awesome. Use your flip grid, incorporate your 3 acts or this challenge problem, and have the kids create their own. And then maybe make it a contest to see who creates the best one. So again, this is Robert Kaplinski. He's got the 2 of them. He's got, again, his challenge problems, and then he has his open middle, sorry. I talked a little bit about, again, is Geogebra. And Geogebra is one of those that has come a long way. So if you have in the past used Geogebra, but you have not used it lately, I'm going to strongly encourage you to take a look at it. So here on the home page for Geogebra, again, it's not, I don't know about you, but I didn't find the Geogebra app to be very friendly earlier on, so I just didn't use it. And then there's actually some videos this summer. If you want to know more about Geogebra, send me a chat on that or make a comment, and I will share the link. But this last summer, they did it every week. I think it was like on Tuesday or something other. They did a Geogebra Zoom meeting type thing, and live, and you could watch it or watch it in replays, and really good because they went through a lot of stuff. Anyway, and they are updating this constantly. So here's some things that I like about it. If you've ever used the illustrative math, it is now all linked onto here with it. Then there are actual programs, videos, everything. They're showing you how to use it through the Geogebra. So that is awesome. You can just spend all day pretty much just on that. So if that's something you want to incorporate, look into that. Again, remote learning, elementary, middle school, high school math. Here, this has tons of stuff on it. Again, different resources on there, just about over any chapter, anything that you would like to see. Pythagorean theorem. Again, you can get all up into higher, like I said. Definitely a site, like I said, that you could play with forever. And they keep adding. Like I said, that's the coolest thing, is they are constantly adding resources on it. I want to show you something that I like that they've added. Again, is the remote learning manipulatives that they have. And if you can scroll down through there, you actually have quite a few. But here's your polar coordinates, isometric, your dot. You've got algebra tiles, your clocks, 10 block, your coins. So again, any grade level could use this, all down into your constructions, pattern blocks, your protractors, prisms, rulers. Again, a little bit of everything. So please, if you know some elementary teachers, this to me is awesome, whether or not they are remote or not, because hopefully we're all back in the classroom. But let me just show you some of the things that you can then take this and do, because you can actually link this to your classroom, to a Google Classroom, or you can get a code and assign it. So I'm just going to click on mine here real quick. Again, this I believe was just a folder that I had created to share with my daughter-in-laws, because they teach elementary and work as learning coordinators for the elementary. And so I was showing them some of the things that they could do with that. I can't even remember what some of this is. Sample folders, there's nothing there. But you can do your folder. But here's an example of things that are really cool. So let's suppose that I am wanting the kids to work on a whiteboard. So this was a chemistry. There we go. Okay, so you can actually, so the thing that's really cool about this is that, one, and I had to back up and redo this, so is you can either show names or hide names, but you can actually post this on your projector, or you can just sit there and look at it and see what everybody's doing. So let's say you're in class and you're teaching a math lesson and you want to be able to see every kid. And they get really good at being able to write with their fingers, believe it or not, on there. But you can post that on the thing and you can see what everyone is doing. So mine, again, was the question is, what does a scientist look like to you? And that was just a fun, again, introduction at the beginning of the year. It's a blast. It's something I think I'll do every year. I think the kids had fun just watching it and looking at it. But you could do this with anything. Let's see, I think I've got a couple of more on here that I've saved, but sometimes I don't save them. Okay, so that just gives you, again, if you had one that was clocks, let's see if that works. It doesn't, because I don't have anybody in there. But you would be able to see every kid's clock as they were doing that. So again, if you had your graph paper there, you could have your isometric paper, and you just give them the code, and they join the code, and then all of a sudden, all of their names pop up. And again, if you're wanting to present it, you just tell it to not show the names, and nobody gets to see. Okay, so that's really cool. Again, Geogebra, lots of new things. Definitely suggest that you take a look at it. Okay, and let's see. This is a Desmos polygraph. If you need to know a little bit more about that, but you just go to desmos.com, click on polygraph, choose what topic it is. It's really fun activity because the kids can link together and play that again. What I didn't put on here, I don't believe, was the Desmos marble slide. If you haven't ever played that, that again is something that is really fun that the kids like. Kahoots, probably most of you have seen those. If not, again, click on that. It is just an open quiz thing that you can make as games. The kids love it. And again, you can put timers on it, not timers, they get points or not points. The same thing with quizzes. Quizzes also works as a good homework or a quiz, again, interactive, very similar to Kahoots, or it can go extend on into homework. I don't know about Kahoots. They're changing everything, so it may be that way too. Task cards, just talk briefly about that. What I think of as task cards, let me just give you an example here on that, is some kind of game, like a card game type of thing with matching. So here's this one, and it is quadratic graph sort, and I think this is all put together, but it is actually, I think this one an example would be you'd have the equation on one card and the graph on the other, and then they would need to match those up on that. I do a lot with that, with all the different types, have them do a quick match. That's to see if they know, you know, like if you're doing a quadratic, what if you've got it in standard form, or I'm sorry, in vertex form, what the H does, what the K does, what the A does, so forth on that. Anyway, you can do that with all different kinds of different games and activities. I like doing it even with equations, where kids will have, some of the kids have the questions, some of the kids have the answers, match them up. There's tons, of course. You can always go to Pinterest, you can go to Teachers Pay Teachers. There are thousands of activities like that that you could pay tons of money for.